The U.S. president's speech at the UN was the highlight of the 80th session of the General Assembly. Donald Trump focused primarily on security challenges, emphasizing the role that the United States has played and continues to play, while sharply criticizing the UN itself.
I ended 7 wars, dealt with the leaders of each and every one of these countries, and never even received a phone call from the United Nations offering to help in finalizing the deal. All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen, but she's in great shape. We're both in good shape. We both stood. And then a teleprompter that didn't work.
Trump referred to the malfunctions he experienced during the assembly, using them as a symbol of the decline of the UN's mandate in international politics. However, that was only the beginning. The key issue was Washington's policy towards Moscow. And here, the American president pointed to Europe's blatant hypocrisy.
You're right there, and Europe has to step it up. They can't be doing what they're doing. They're buying oil and gas from Russia while they're fighting Russia.
However, the most important events took place behind the scenes of the assembly. It was there that Donald Trump met with Volodymyr Zelenskyy. Shortly afterwards, the American president published a post on social media that spread around the world like wildfire, in which he stated unequivocally that Ukraine could defeat Russia and regain its lost territories. After getting to know and fully understand the Ukraine-Russia military and economic situation, and after seeing the economic trouble it is causing Russia, I think Ukraine, with the support of the European Union, is in a position to fight and win all of Ukraine back in its original form. The Ukrainian delegation's reaction was immediate. President Zelenskyy speaks openly about a breakthrough in relations with the Americans.
Trump is a game changer by himself, if he will be sure in Ukraine, and I think that he is more close now to this situation, and that's why, and between us, only Trump can. For today, we know some not too much players in the world who can be game changers, but he's the most closer to this.
During the General Assembly, most world leaders took the floor, including the president of Poland, whose words resonated strongly in the plenary hall. We are at a turning point in history, at a time when the decisions made today will have consequences for decades to come. We must all be aware of this, and we all take responsibility for it. In addition to Russia and security in Europe, the situation in the Middle East was an equally important topic. Two views clashed here. A group of countries officially announced their recognition of Palestine as an independent state. The president of Turkey called for a halt to the Israeli offensive in Gaza. The genocide in the Gaza Strip has been going on before our eyes for over 700 days. Even as we participate in this meeting, a massacre of civilians is taking place in the Gaza Strip. The number of civilians killed in Gaza has exceeded 65,000. On the other hand, many leaders emphasize that Israel has the right to destroy Hamas in retaliation for the attacks of October 7th. The American president explicitly stated that recognizing the statehood of Palestine is nothing more than recognizing terrorists as a state entity.
Now, as if to encourage continued conflict, some of this body is seeking to unilaterally recognize a Palestinian state. The rewards would be too great for Hamas terrorists for their atrocities. This would be a reward for these horrible atrocities, including October 7th, even while they refuse to release the hostages or accept a ceasefire.
On the sidelines of the session, the U.S. president met with representatives of Muslim countries from the Middle East. According to the U.S. administration, the talks give hope for a real ceasefire in the Gaza Strip. Washington now wants Israel to join the talks. The French president has announced that he will personally nominate Donald Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize if he succeeds in ending the war between Israel and Hamas.